The Last of Us Season 1 is a captivating and emotionally charged series that captures the heart and soul of the original video game.
The series follows the story of Joel, a grizzled survivor in a post-apocalyptic world, and Ellie, a young girl who may hold the key to humanity's survival.
The performances by the cast, especially Pedro Pascal as Joel and Bella Ramsey as Ellie, are outstanding and bring depth and authenticity to our characters.
The cinematography and production design are top-notch, creating a bleak and desolate world that is both beautiful and terrifying.
The series explores complex themes such as loss, survival, and the value of human life, making for a thought-provoking and emotionally impactful experience.
While the series is faithful to the source material, it also expands upon the world and characters in ways that will delight both fans of the game and newcomers to the franchise.
The Last of Us Season 1 is not for the faint of heart, as it contains intense violence, gore, and mature themes. However, for those willing to brave its dark and harrowing journey, it is a must watch.
Yo, what's going on, guys? So today we're going to come out with The Last of Us Season 1 review. So we reviewed every episode, but we want to just do a whole season review. This video, obviously, like all our videos, it contains spoilers. I guess let's get straight into it, right?
Yeah.
I think story-wise, it's definitely probably the best video game adaptation. That's not even a question. So the story was great. The acting was incredible. The cinematography was beautiful. The direction was great as well. It felt really focused. It felt really cohesive. And it was just incredible to watch, bro.
Yeah, I would say that there's a good example of staying loyal to a video game and also putting your own stuff on it. For example, everybody has talked about the episode between Bill and Frank. That's completely different than the video game. I recently played the part in the video game. Like Bill in the video game is how Bill was before he met Frank, and that's kind of how he stays. Like they're not gonna pull you to play as Bill. It's just like living life, but that doesn't make sense. That's not exciting. But in the show, you can do it. You can show us the perspective of any character, and you're gonna explain why. You can make us understand why you're showing us that. And I think it was great that they were able to get Neil Druckmann on board, which is like the creator of the game. He was part of the creating the show too. Mm-hmm. Every single decision that was made in the show, he approved it, and he was a part of the team, which is great. It kind of showed respect to the source material, and he was actually happy about all the changes that were made, and that's great to see. Like just
at the center of this story, I would say it's the relationship between Joel and Ellie. And I think both actors, that you can really tell, and I know they did, they really cared about each other. Throughout the whole story, throughout all of it, you see the relationship really build into a father and daughter relationship. I mean, obviously, we know Joel lost his daughter in the first episode. And so we were able to watch him kind of gain the love for humanity again that we felt that he lost.
And it's funny because, like, I would agree that I would say he found his humanity again, like his own humanity. But I think we saw many times, especially at the end, that Joel, when it comes to like humanity itself, he already like kind of gave up on it.
Yeah.
Because he has seen the absolute worst of humanity in this whole apocalyptic world, that everybody has been selfish, violent, and have killed each other. Like you kind of see in this show that humans are really more dangerous than like the actual infected sometimes.
Yeah.
We see with David, the worst character in the whole season, and with the government people, and then the raiders out of that Fedra, the raiders, like so much violence that was going on. They were fighting each other instead of helping each other out to survive this. And then we see in the final episode that Joel tells Ellie, even before he knew that she was gonna have to die to make the cure, like we can still go back. Mm-hmm. Which means that he never really cared about the cure to begin with.
Something really interesting about the show, and I was telling you, and I was gonna say it for the second to last episode, but I just wanted to leave it for here, was the fact that this show doesn't really have one villain, and that was interesting, different. It's like an overarching show with villains that come along the way, and it added a little bit to the realism of it, because people don't really have an enemy, an arch nemesis. You know
yeah, of course.
People don't really. That doesn't really.
That's true.
That doesn't really happen in real life, and I feel like obviously we face threats in our life, in our journey through whatever.
That sounds crazy. Like, I'm facing a threat in my life, dude. In real life, your biggest problems are like things that you create yourself, things that you put yourself in, for the most part. And yeah, I like adding to what you said. I think it's cool how every episode was like kind of like a long story.
Yeah.
But it was still it made sense to everything that was going on. This is one of the best endings of like any story ever.
Yeah.
One of the endings that leave you talking. Like a lot of people have debated. I've seen so many videos of people talking about what Joe was like the monster, the villain of the show for what he did, whether he was right or wrong. and everybody can have their own opinion on it. But it's great. It's great when a show or a video game or a story keeps you talking for months.
It's very thought provoking, I would say.
And getting to negatives a little bit, a lot of people have said this, and I'm gonna have to agree that it does feel like we didn't get as much infected as we should have, because like they hyped it up so much, especially in the first few episodes. Oh, like the world's ending, this and that. But then we really only saw infected in like 2 episodes.
And we only saw them really, really well. That episode where like
Simon Henry came out, and then we saw one Clegg in episode 2, and we loved the design. The design of them was amazing. Yeah. Every single time they came on the screen, you felt like nervous for the characters. But then we barely saw them, and I had a people said that if you wanted to make it 9 episodes, you could have like the flashbacks to Ellie and her friend and Bale and Frank could have been like cut a little bit, not made like a full episode. And I understand. I would especially sad about the Ellie and her friend, because that being a whole episode, especially after the cliffhanger.
That was probably my least favorite episode.
Yeah, because episode 7, I believe, ends with episode 6, and so Joe getting injured. So you're like, oh, what's gonna happen next? And you have a whole flashback episode in the middle. And then the way it was being released, that it was like week by week. You had to wait 2 weeks until you knew what was gonna happen.
Yeah.
So that was a bit tough, you know. But that's just small critiques. Hopefully in the next season we'll get to see more infected. I think we will. I think they said that we're gonna get more. And I think now they have a bigger budget.
Yeah, maybe it's just like the budget thing as well. That's always like a thing, a problem and stuff. It was cool that they made them. I'm pretty sure they made them non-CGI.
Yeah, it was like an actual person.
Yeah. So that was super cool. I wouldn't say this is one of my favorite shows, and I think it is a tough watch sometimes because there's a lot of death, destruction, grief. We deal with a lot of these more negative emotions.
If there's not a show that I was like, well, let me rewatch. That's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed the show as much as we did, and we're both very excited for season 2.
For sure.
It's funny, me knowing what's gonna happen in season 2 and me not knowing. But yeah, like, subscribe, comment, let us know your thoughts, and peace out.